Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, next stint on the exhaust then. The last video was a bit short, but at least we got a bit done. Anyway, continuing from there, I'm just going to do a bit of dressing up on this. I've knocked a couple of more dents out of it this morning. I see just a few little bits of misshape, not bad. But what I'm going to do is glance over it with the belt grinder and the d.i.y and go from there, see how well we can get it. And then we got the tricky bit of putting this back into shape. As I was showing you in the previous video, we've now got that big bit of misshape going on that we've got to put right. Let's see how we get on. Right, we'll just have a little glance over this then and see how some of them dents are doing. It looks like we got most of them out because it's coming straight out with the belt grinder. That one's a little bit low, so we might give that another tap. There's quite a lot of damage here, so let's see how this goes. It's not too bad. Yeah, that's not going too bad. We've got a couple of surface marks still, but we can work on them. Right, I'll just scoot over that and see what we got at the end of it. Right, that's not too bad. We've still got a little bit of misshape here and there. Sure as you can just see that with the reflections. So what I'm going to do with that is just try and improve it a little bit by attacking that from the outside. Just going over this dome face and rolling it around, just trying to blend them off a little bit. Some of these are just scars in the surface, they ain't actually dents. Okay, so it's sort of coming back into shape. A lot of these marks you can see now are just surface scars. We'll go over the d.i.y. I think we've got that to where I'm happy for it to, well, when we've shaped the exhaust back up, I'm happy for that to go back on. Yeah, that's better. Right, I'll get the rest of that done and then we'll move on to the actual exhaust. Start getting that into shape. Right, I think we've got that about right. It's come out quite well actually. Right now, this bit. Now I've made a well, yeah, I've got to admit, let's get the camera. I've made a bit of a mistake here. I don't know why I've done that, but I've made a mistake. The seam, the original weld seam that goes down here, I shouldn't have cut so close to that. I should have at least allowed myself 1/4 inch. So when I put my weld on, it's not interfering with the original weld, because I want to obviously do my best to make this exhaust like it's not been touched. So I've just created myself a little bit of extra work there, to be honest with you. because when I do my weld, because we're so close to this, that is going to go into this original seam, which now I'm going to have to dress up so this looks standard, and I haven't got my weld interfering with that, and it looks a mess. We all make mistakes. Yeah, I don't know why I've done that, to be honest with you, but I have. It's not a problem. I've just got to, I've just created myself a little bit of extra work. I've just got to go a bit more careful. Anyway, let me get the magnet back on that. Reach up for the magnet so we can see how much we have got to get the main body of the exhaust back into shape. Yeah, we've got a fair bit. So what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to try and do it cold to start with. It may go, it may not. If it's been a bit difficult, then we'll have to introduce a bit of heat. But what I'll do to start with is get it on the leather bag, the dome face hammer, and see how we go with that. Let's crack on. Right, here we go. I am going to be quite restricted with the hammer, because obviously this top piece, we don't want to accidentally clout that and knock that out of shape, because that bit's pretty good. We've just got to try and take our time here. Well, that's going fairly easy. Let's get all that junk out of it. I might not be far off with that. Just then, couple of blows. Let's have a look. Let's get the other piece back in. Let's have another few blows on that. I think we've got to start from back here, working that curve out. We're certainly going to curve back. Right, what I think we've got this about right. But with all the bashing around we've done on this, we may have put a bit too much of a curve in there, so we've got to work on this bit as well, I think. Yeah. think we need to flatten that out. Now we need to do, obviously need to do that without doing any more damage to that. So we'll just go on here. Just move that out of the way a minute. Piece of wood, and we'll just give it a push to start with. Let's see if that's done anything. It's a little bit better. Yeah, that's better. I'm happy to go with that, I think. Start tacking things in. Right, moving forward a little bit, I've got just the top end tacked in place there. What I've got to do now is just chase it all the way around. Some bits we're going to have to pull out, like so. And I guess some bits we'll have to tap in. So I've got to go all the way around it. Just taking my time, bit of patience, getting all these joints flush, and just gradually work my way around, tacking them all in. Oh, I'm happy with that one. It's going to takes a bit of time, this bit does. So what I'm going to do is get a tack on the bottom of there then, and then just check all down this run, getting it all level. Get a couple on there. That's not too bad, maybe a bit of a tap in there. That's alright. Oh, that's got that run nice, isn't it? Flush. This side was our worst bit where all the damage was, and we got a bit of a gap there. I'm not too bothered about that. That should be easy to fill up as we go round, and I'm not welding down here just yet until we've chopped that piece out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly go around this, get it all tacked up so we flush, and get this piece in. Just getting around doing what I've got to do, lever it out or tap it in till I'm happy with how that's sitting. Right, I've got that welded down next to that original weld seam. I'll just show you. There we go. That's as close as you're getting. That weld's really bad. Really bad. But I've got enough material in there to dress that back. Yeah, again, there's a lot of contact. I'm not making excuses. No, I'm not going to make excuses. There's just very thin material, a lot of contamination, and my welds seem to be bubbling here and there, and you know, I had a bit of a battle with that. So there it is. It's a beautiful weld, isn't it? Can you see it? It's very nice. Anyway, I'm going to dress that back so it's less embarrassing. I'll sort that out now. I think we've sorted. Got the seam back in. Now I'm not going too mad dressing all this up, because this is basically how these are. They're a bit wibbly wobbly and all over the place, these seams, as you can see on this bottom piece. So I think that is good enough. Well, it no longer looks like it's been sat under a parrot perch for a month, which is basically what it looked like when I welded it up. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit of a battle welding these sort of things up, and that was quite messy, but we saved it. The grinder has turned me into a good welder. There we are. Seam back in, that's the main thing. And the next bit is pretty much straightforward. That's all sitting nice. So I'm going to zip round that, weld it all up, and get that all dressed up flush. I'll say I'm leaving this bottom one here because, probably not in this video, but I'll be chopping that bottom bit out next, which is going to be a bit tricky because, as you can see, it is quite battered, and we've got to get that cut inside this tight radius and then be able to get in there and dress all that up. So we'll leave that for a separate video. I think what I'll do when we're finishing that last bit is then get all the exhaust painted back up again, so it's all nice, and perhaps get it on the bike. So yeah, I'll probably skip very quickly through this repair and get it painted in on the bike for the next video. Anyway, I'm going to get all this welded up and dressed back, and then see what we're looking like. Important job to do. That kettle's been hanging on for a long time now, and I think it's coming to the end of its life. It's served me well, probably in the region of about 3 million cups of teas, so it hasn't done too bad. I'll have to stand here and hold the button on, so I think my little run out this afternoon I'm going to pick a kettle up, because we can't be doing this every time. Anyway, that's done. I'll show you in a minute when the kettle's boiled. I'm quite pleased with that, actually. Look from a distance. Yeah, it's well, at least it's dent free, which is the main thing. I mean, the fabrication on these two-stroke exhausts, they're not fantastic anyway, the standard ones. You know, they are a little bit rough and ready, I suppose, but they're there to do a job, and they do it well. So I think our little salvage job has gone down quite well, and next video will be on the last bit. Come on, kettle. I've got to pop out this afternoon, so I'm going to pick one up, hopefully. Where'd you get a kettle from these days? don't know, supermarket. I'll find one. Anyway, there we go. Not bad. Not bad, I suppose. If you remember, this was in a bit of a mess, this part of the exhaust. We've got it all back in shape. And pretty much dents gone. There's a couple of little bits, you know, on the bit, because we've joined it around here. There's a couple of little bits, but I'm really not fussing over that. The main thing is, the main part of the exhaust, obviously we've repaired that bit, and we've repaired that little bit there. So the main body of the exhaust is looking a lot more presentable. Ooh, pressing the d.i.y. I'm happy with that. So yeah, next bit, in the next video, we'll do that bottom bit. That's going to be a little bit trickier on the dressing up because we've got this tight radius here. But we'll figure it out. And then we'll get it into paint and get the exhaust system on this bike, because I've still got to do this, fill the silencer up with the wadding. No, I didn't do that. If you remember way back, I refurbished all the silencer, so that's ready to go. Like I say, I've just got to put the wadding in there. And I think the old exhaust system is going to look a lot better than what it was. Anyway, that'll do. Cheers for watching, guys. Really appreciate all the comments and everybody's comments about my repair time on the shoulder. We get in there bit by bit. I know it's going to be a long process before I'm lifting stuff up and shoving things around. I get that, but we're heading in the right direction. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. Take care.